Need a powerful Ninja device without exceeding €200? I tested several models of the brand, and I selected those that offer the best balance between power, versatility, and value for money. Whether it's to cook faster, eat healthier, or simply save time on a daily basis, these three devices really stand out. Here is my top 3 of the best Ninja products for less than €200. Those that clearly deserve their place in your kitchen. In the third, I chose the Ninja Blender because I wanted to see if a mid-range blender could really deliver professional results for smoothies, frozen drinks, and tougher ingredients. And the first thing that impressed me when I turned it on was the raw power of the 1200-watt motor, since it crushed ice into a snow-like texture in just a few seconds, which is something cheaper blenders simply cannot do. And the 72-ounce pitcher made it easy to prepare large batches without stopping halfway, which is perfect when you make smoothies for several people or want to meal prep for the day. And the stacked blade assembly surprised me by how aggressively it breaks down hard ingredients, because even frozen fruit and dense vegetables blended into a smooth consistency without leaving chunks behind. And I really appreciated the Auto IQ technology, because it takes away all the guesswork with preset patterns that automatically pulse blend and pause at the right times, which gave me very consistent results even when I was not paying attention. And the manual speed control still allowed me to adjust power when I wanted more precision, especially for sauces or salsas. And cleaning the blender was honestly much easier than I expected, since the pitcher lids and blades are all dishwasher safe, which saved a lot of time and made the whole experience more enjoyable after each test. Now, when it comes to drawbacks, the first thing I noticed is that the blender is extremely loud due to the powerful motor, so using it early in the morning or late at night might disturb other people in the house. And the size of the pitcher, while convenient, also makes the unit take more space on the counter, which can be a problem if you have a small kitchen. And although the blades are excellent for crushing and blending, they are also very sharp, which means you must be careful when washing by hand, otherwise you risk cutting yourself. And one more drawback I encountered is related to durability, since while my test model held up, well, some users reported that the base or blades weakened or even broke after a few months of intense use, which means the consistency of long-term quality might vary between units. My conclusion after using this Ninja blender is that it delivers outstanding performance for smoothies, protein shakes, and frozen creations with exceptional crushing power, smart presets, and a large family-sized pitcher, which makes it a fantastic choice for anyone who wants high performance without paying premium blender prices. And despite the noise, the bulky design, and the mixed feedback on durability, the overall blending efficiency is excellent, and for me, it easily earns its place in third position for this top. Secondly, I tested the Ninja Press Juicer because I wanted to see if a compact slow juicer could really handle tougher ingredients without clogging, and if the juice quality would be noticeably better than what you get from a standard centrifugal machine. And, from the first use, I could feel the difference, because the auger rotates slowly with high torque, which means it squeezes fruits and vegetables much more efficiently, and produces a thicker, richer juice with a deeper flavor, especially when I tried carrots, apples, and leafy greens, since everything came out smooth with very little foam. And the total pulp control system was actually more useful than I expected, because switching between the two filters allowed me to choose either a cleaner juice with less pulp or a thicker juice with more texture, depending on what I wanted, which made the experience feel more customizable. And I also liked how the anti-drip lever helped keep the counter clean, because it prevented juice from leaking everywhere when switching containers, something that happens a lot with cheaper juicers. And the compact size made it easy to move around and store, which is convenient when you do not want a bulky appliance taking over your whole countertop. And the setup surprised me by how simple it was, since the parts slide into place without forcing anything, and cleaning them afterward was relatively quick, especially considering that everything is designed to be easy to wash. Now, when it comes to drawbacks, the first thing I noticed is that even though it is marketed as a never clog juicer, The truth is that it can still clog depending on what you put in it. Because when I tested very fibrous ingredients like celery or large chunks of beet, I had to use the reverse function a few times to keep things moving. And while the noise level is decent for a slow juicer, it is definitely not silent. Since on some ingredients, it produced a squeaky noise that was noticeable, especially in a quiet kitchen. And although the juice quality is excellent, the feeding chute is narrow, which means you need to cut fruits and vegetables into smaller pieces, which adds extra preparation time compared to some larger premium models. And another minor drawback is that the filters occasionally need brushing to remove leftover pulp, or they can affect the flow during longer juicing sessions. My conclusion, after several days of testing, is that the Ninja NeverClog Juicer offers excellent juice extraction with customizable pulp levels, easy assembly, good cleaning convenience, and strong performance on most ingredients, which makes it a great option for people who want high-quality homemade juice without dealing with complicated machines. Although it is not perfectly clog-proof and requires a bit more prep and occasional filter care, so if you know this before buying, you will likely find it just as satisfying as I did during my tests. And to finish, first of all, I tested the Ninja 12-in-1 Possible Cooker Plus, because I wanted to see if a single appliance could realistically replace the long list of cookware it claims to eliminate. And from the very first meal I cooked, I understood why so many people praise it. Since the 8.5-quart capacity gives you enough room to prepare huge batches of chili stews, pasta dishes, or slow-cooked meats without ever feeling cramped. And the triple fusion heat technology creates a very even heat distribution that cooks food faster than a traditional oven or slow cooker, which means everything I made came out tender, well-cooked, and full of flavor. And what I loved the most was the ability to sear and sauté directly inside the pot, thanks to the bottom heating elements, which saved me a lot of time, because I did not need to dirty an extra pan and could build all the flavors in one place before switching to slow cook or oven mode. And speaking of the oven, the fact that the removable pot is oven safe up to 500 degrees was incredibly useful, because I could finish dishes like roasts, casseroles, or baked pasta with a crispy top without transferring them to another dish. And the integrated utensil built into the lid was something I thought would be a gimmick, but ended up being very practical, because I always had a spoon or ladle ready without searching in drawers. And despite its size, the cleaning process was surprisingly easy, thanks to the non-stick coating, which meant food did not cling or burn onto the surface, even after long, slow cooking sessions. Now, when it comes to drawbacks, the first issue I noticed was that the unit is quite large and heavy, which means it takes a lot of space on the countertop and can be difficult to move or store if you have a smaller kitchen. And while the heat distribution is effective, the temperature consistency can vary depending on the mode. Since during some tests, it ran a little hotter than expected, while at other times it needed more time to reach the ideal temperature, something that matches the mixed feedback I saw from other users. And although the non-stick coating makes cleaning easier, it also means you must handle it with care to avoid scratches or long-term damage, which limits the type of utensils you should use. And another drawback is that because the cooker replaces so many tools, the learning curve can feel a bit confusing during the first few days, since you need to understand how each mode works to avoid overcooking or undercooking some recipes. My conclusion after thoroughly testing this Ninja Possible Cooker is that it offers an impressive level of versatility with its ability to slow cook, sauté, braise, sous vide bake, and more inside a single pot, which truly makes it one of the most multifunctional kitchen appliances I have used. And it delivers excellent results for large family meals or batch cooking sessions, although its size, weight, and temperature inconsistencies mean you need a bit of space and patience to get used to it. So if you can live with those minor limitations, this cooker becomes an incredibly powerful, all-in-one solution that genuinely replaces multiple appliances in the kitchen. And that's it for this top 3 of the Ninja products at less than 200 euros. 3 different appliances, 3 philosophies, but one common point. They really improve everyday life without complicating cooking. If you are looking to save time, precision, or simply a better comfort in the kitchen, these products are clearly safe values. Now it's up to you to choose the one that will accompany you every day and make a difference in your kitchen. If you are interested in the product, the link is in the description. But above all, subscribe to not miss the next videos. See you soon.